The more information you have, the better the decisions. Data is crucial to do important decisions in Dota games and even before the Dota game in preparation. It's really cool that a big company like SAP is investing into esports and that I can be a part of it is amazing.
Evil Geniuses are able to pull down the first win against TP, but the question is, how is the rest of the series going to go? We definitely favored EG a lot headed into this one, but before we even talk about what happened in this particular game, piece by piece, I do want to just ask the question, did EG play as well as you thought that they were going to? Because, Gods, you said that this one wasn't even going to be a contest.
Some of the players did, or TZ. Some of the players did not, S4.
Right.
Some of the players, I think, kind of somewhere in the middle. Jamel had a solid game. The support's all right, but yeah, S4 got crushed in his lane.
Yeah, that's not
What
supposed
happened?
to happen.
You're a carry player. Does Weaver do that to lose to Batrider?
I mean, he just got greedy. First of all, he's a Batrider player himself, so he should know how much damage he can actually deal and with what abilities. Obviously, the new Flame Break deals a lot of damage if you have 6 stacks on you, or even 7. And you should know that and not die to it. That's basically just what happened. Like, he ran around, 7 stacks.
Yeah, even had a gank coming, and then he dies again with the lasso.
Yeah, it's
rough.
rough.
Those games happen sometimes.
But it's fine, you know. Like, we said if they reach Lake and they're going to win.
They had the TB versus Jug matchup, which is, you know, TB's at no point in that game was he threatened by anything. He doesn't die. He's 12-0 at the end of the game.
And has OD to help him. Has Tusk to help him.
So as we start to look at some of these key moments here, we're going to see exactly what the guys on the desk just said. But I also do want to keep in mind the fact that you said, okay, we look at this lineup that TP has, it has skirmish potential. And then we looked at EG, and he said, okay, maybe they are a little bit lacking in team fight in the early stages of the game. Is that something that may have caused the game to shape out the way that it did, Gods?
Yeah, all these, like, first 20, 25 minutes of the game, there was a lot of these skirmishes where Thunder Predator just kept getting a lot of kills. They started to rack up very quickly. The issue is, it was still an EG gold lead. It's like a 5 kill advantage, but a 3k gold lead for EG here, and their lineup is scaling better in the late game. It really just took some BKBs for EG to solidify the game. And once they had them, there was nothing TP could do.
And you heard Fogg say that as well. He says around that 26-minute mark, once the BKBs are obtained, they look much more comfortable. EG looks more comfortable. Is that something that you think the draft basically kind of forecasted to us when we were looking at it and when we start talking about how the lineup actually looks?
I mean, if you kind of draft your core matchup in, like, I think Tiny as well as Jug is not a particularly strong combo against TB and OD. So if you draft yourself into that corner in that regard, then of course you're going to put the pressure on yourself, and EG is going to feel better the later the game goes. And we've seen here, the longer the game goes, the less of a chance Thunder Predator actually had.
Yeah, it didn't really feel too close in the end, but the first 20 minutes it kind of did. You know, it looked promising, at least for Thunder Predator, where it's like if they have a closer draft, they played very confidently. They were moving around the map, making plays, getting these kills, and EG were kind of just letting it happen in a way. And I think that's because EG were very comfortable knowing that their draft was always going to scale a lot better as long as Arteezy's hitting creeps and getting as farmed as he was.
Yeah, a bit sloppy though from EG. So
yeah, I think that sloppiness is fair to bring up, right, Black? Because one of the first things that you said was the idea of, okay, if TP is going to be able to win this, they need to play very well, and EG needs to play far below what we expected from them. Did EG play down to that level where you can see Thunder Predator taking advantage of it?
I mean, potentially, but Thunder Predator also needs a much better draft than what they've presented here. They need at least an even draft, and then the other conditions that we just mentioned need to be met as well, which, like, the EG draft for me was just superior in terms of, like, how pressured the team actually is to make moves.
Olba doing the work. The draft looks fine. The question is, are we going to see EG firing on all cylinders? Maybe they don't need to even fire on all cylinders here in this particular matchup. But with what we see in that last game, I already started to ask Gods. I was like, well, if they play like this, how would it go against a team like Vici? Because EG still does have a long road left in the lower portion of the bracket. The draft now underway. We already see those early bans, and the first pick going to be Lich. Nothing to be too surprised about here. Oh, I'm actually curious. I'm going to need to check during this game if we've broken the 40 mark for Lich so far, the CQ Major.
Might have just reached it.
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I feel like we might have, but my internet checking device has run out of battery.
That is a problem.
Yeah.
Is it also known as a smartphone?
Yeah, it is. I've been using it for other stuff. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
want
so-
to go into detail?
yeah, I'll talk to you after the draft gets done. Like, look at Thunder Predator right now. And they got to use all their brain battery right now on the draft because last time it was a little bit lacking, Black, as you did mention. What was it lacking in your mind?
I mean, just like it seemed like all core matchups were countered in a sense. Like Jug gets countered by TB, I feel Tiny gets countered by OD, and Badrider should get countered by a Weaver. Obviously, Frank kind of outplayed as 4 in that regard. But like if you have 3 core matchups that are unfavorable, you're like it's just not gonna happen against a team like EG.
Right.
You gotta be more calm and think about the matchups properly.
EG is drafting quickly.
Yeah,
And they do think about their matchups. They pick OD, instantly ban Pugna. You know, they're addressing the problematic heroes for their lanes and also not shying away from picking these cores in the first stage. Normally it's the carries. This time around they first 2 pick their mid, but that makes more sense in this situation because they don't have the last pick of the draft. They're not going to get a chance for Sumail to counter pick his matchup. So if there's a mid that he really leans towards, in this case the OD, pick it up, ban the counters. And there we go, 2 of those taken out of the pool.
Viper. I mean, I haven't seen Viper in like forever. EG picked it themselves once.
I was about to say, the last time we saw it, it was
Since,
EG.
a day ago. Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
Black.
Man,
Some of us call that 24 hours. You call that forever. I see
Black's
how it
having
is.
a rough day.
I mean,
Really
other
Black's
than
having a rough day.
EG, who just banned it. Like, what does the hero actually do, man? Viper is so weird.
Wins its mid matchup against certain heroes.
Not always, though. And then you get ganked once and you die, and then you die.
I like that question though, Black. What does that hero actually do?
That's
Well, you see
terrible.
the first spell, it's poison attack. It's an orb effect. You cast it on the opponent, does damage over time, you know.
Does it slow them too by any chance?
Yeah, it does slow them.
Because
as
it's
well.
poison?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's
Thank you for
Nether
explaining
Toxin,
that to
a
Black.
second spell. Would you like me to go into more detail? Do you need help?
That goes bonus damage, right?
Go into more detail
No.
for Black here.
Wrong Viper, Black. Look, this is Black's first Dota event in a while, guys.
Yeah,
Not
sorry.
like he just came from the miner or anything.
The miner doesn't offer this kind of quality talk. It's all a bit lower.
You're used to being on a panel with Bulldog, you know. They're just there. You just get.
Bullock and Kyle.
You
It's
just
like-
get. Oh yeah, you're just getting the Twitch memes, and then you're just getting wrong info from Kyle. So that's
Yeah.
like the worst of both worlds.
Exactly.
You know, actually, Kyle did tell me that Evil Geniuses boot camped for 10 days before this event got started.
You're telling me a team practiced before coming to a tournament?
I was
Whoa.
blown away. I was blown away. Yeah,
Insane stuff. Kyle is doing his homework.
I
gotta say.
have 2 different sections of my notes. One is all the information that everybody else has told me, and the other one is my Kyle notepad, and I just cross-reference them every now and then.
And there's only EG bootcamp for 10 days.
Yeah, it's just HE boot camp, 10 days. Love it. Could be their downfall. Taking a look here at the draft, we get this puck nice and early on the side of Thunder Predator. How do we like the puck here?
I mean, Puck lanes well against OD.
Okay.
And generally, he's quite good against OD until he gets BKB. Coil is very effective. Silence is quite good. Nothing bad. Nothing wrong with that pick. But of course, Rubik. Man, this looks like an awesome Rubik game already. So many good spells to steal.
Phoenix, definitely a little bit cheeky here. I do want to ask, though, in detail, forgive me for being a little bit of a noob, why the puck does thrive against the OD.
Well, generally, OD doesn't build a BKB too early. Probably as like 3rd item. And until then, the coil can really mess him up, like restrict his mobility.
Okay.
And then, of course, the silence. This is like 3 seconds. Might be even a bit more now. I don't know if they buffed it a bit. But it's definitely like a 3-second silence where he can't output any damage or save any teammates. So in that regard, it's like really good. Of course, if he reaches late game, it's a problem for them. Anti-mage.
We have gone back and forth on the AM.
I mean, it's a super good pick here.
Yeah, against all 4 of these heroes, it looks pretty solid right now.
Yeah.
The lane can be a bit rough if you're against that Centaur with Retaliate. That's the one thing I kind of look at a bit. But
Am I crazy, or does that cost mana to activate?
I was just thinking, I'm pretty sure it costs
I thought it cost
small
like
amount
50
of mana,
mana
right?
or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, look, Black, you're the analyst here.
What are you?
I don't know. Shh.
Oh.
I'm just trying to sneak by, guys.
Welcome to
Haven't
my
actually played a
life.
game of Dota in 2.5
Alright,
years.
Rich. How much
Nobody
mana
knows.
does Centaur Retaliate cost to activate?
And right now, we're going to see that the
Okay.
Phoenix. So Phoenix, this is also a pick that I think we've seen a few times now. I think that a lot of the guys were saying too that we see the Phoenix a little bit more in other regions than we do for SA. Beastmaster, though, here to round out the draft on the side of Evil Geniuses. I'm going to put a spotlight, though, on the AM because we've seen quite a few drafts where I've heard people say AM is a fantastic pick, and then we get back to the desk and they go, yeah, I really didn't like the AM there.
Yeah, I want to criticize most of the players, though. Like, you have to be an AM specialist nowadays, I think, to actually make the hero work very well. Because it's just, if you get put into positions that you're generally not in, if you didn't play the hero a lot, then you won't know what to do. And Arteezy is definitely one of the better AMs.
Okay.
So
cool.
he will definitely know what to do in what situation. And they set him up for success as well with the draft. They have Lich, they have Beastmaster.
If you look at a lot of the AM wins this tournament, I feel like a lot of them are when you have Lich on your team. It just secures the AM's lane and gives AM actual kill potential in lane, which is something the hero is not really known for. But being able to put a Frost Shield on AM when he blinks in, it slows the hero, it gets you more hits off, which means you're burning their mana, which secures your lane in itself. So it's a very good lane.
So another strong draft on the side of EG, but do we feel the same way about Thunder Predator? Somewhat lacking in that department last time around. How about now?
Good last pick PA. It's good hero that can actually pose a kill threat on the AM, and for most stages of the game matches up well against the AM. Although I think Black, I remember you telling me, AM does beat PA eventually in the super late game.
Super late, yeah. And you're also somewhat supposed to outfarm her early game anyways.
Yeah, if you have a good lane. I think so many of the AMs we're seeing have these bad laning stages and don't actually really take off, but
Lich is going to help with that.
Hopefully.
Yes, I think EG as a whole is a team that they have a very clear identity, which is give Arteezy a good game.
Yeah,
they just keep going back to these Arteezy hard carries.
Yeah, as well as OD against PA. It's like OD counters PA because very low end, but PA with the BKB also counters OD because you just shred him. So we'll have to see. I mean, they have the tools to win the game, but do they have the skills to beat EG is the question, because EG is a monster team.
And we knew it was going to be an uphill battle for Thunder Predator, and now their back's completely against the wall. If they do drop this one, they are going to be out of the tournament, and EG will secure that top 8 position. We're going to find out, though. We're going to jump into the game right now.
Thanks, Rich, but first you got to look at our ugly mugs, and we're here in game at number 2. Don't be offended. It's fine, I'm sure. EG versus Thunder Predator, man. It's happening. Game 2, 1 game away from elimination. They pick a PA last, one of the heroes that's been so good against AM. Is it going to be a similar story here?
Is another 4 Protect 1 coming up for Thunder Predator. EG has a little bit more of that late game potential again in their draft. I mean, yeah, PA can do pretty decent, but this is not an AM in this game, in my opinion, that's going to get pressured as hard as we saw in the other ones. I mean, we went for the AMs in the other games, but this time, Panel mentioned it too. Lich is one of those big ones because you protect him so much. And AM, his biggest problem is lane weakness. Lich solves it all.
Throw that little Frost Shield on him, and it goes zoomy out on the sides, hits people in the face.
Lets him kill people, because AM does do a lot of damage in laning phase if he's able to actually get his mana break and able to just hit people. That's what Frost Shield provides you. It's a constant slow that lets you keep hitting them and burning their mana down.
Yeah. So he's going to be heading down to the south side. Likewise, it's going to be Frank and Matthew, it looks like, that are heading down to the bottom lane. And, well, pure damage is pretty nice against AM. You do have to be a little bit worried about Spell Shield reflecting stuff back at you.
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
I love. Well, I usually just follow the Hawk in the beginning of the game when there's a Beastmaster. I just watch where it's going.
Yeah, it does a good job of telling you where they want to keep their eyes on.
Yeah, it's pretty neat because you're not going to kill a Hawk. You're not going to have Sentry to kill a Hawk or anything in the end of the game. It's just, no.
Yeah, it does not happen.
No.
It looks like EG are actually going to be forced all the way back to about the mid-tier 2 tower.
They saw 3, maybe even I don't think they saw the 4th hero, but they saw the Puck coming as well as Centaur Bane. Centaur Bane, still very, very strong. High stats on the Bane, of course. I think everyone knows what Bane is. Strong laning hero. Centaur, kind of same thing. So they look like they're just going to give up these 2 bottom bounties, and they're going to take the top 2 for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of a similar thing here. Pure S4
yeah.
going to have a boar with them.
They're going to try to prevent the farm as best as possible versus the PA. And if it's a Phoenix up top there trying to guarantee the farm, it's not going to be nearly as strong versus this Beastmaster Rubik. I mean, Rubik's not considered one of this crazy laning phase heroes, but he's obnoxious. Fade Bolt is super annoying at playing versus as a carry.
The other thing you have to be really concerned about, of course, is not being able to get the pulls going. Phoenix, a hero that loves to be able to get those early levels, and Beastmaster really good at blocking it with a Hawk, if that's what he wants to do.
I think PA is going to suffer in last hits. That's my biggest thing up here. Maybe not dying, probably has more than enough regen. I mean, only 6 tangles, actually, but you're just going to get Fade Bolt, and then you look at Beastmaster's damage in comparison. He already has 68 in comparison to the 50 of the PA. Once you get Fade Bolted, you're down, down to like 30 on PA in comparison to 68 of Beastmaster.
Down bottom here, you already talked about the ability to survive in the lane for Arteezy. Granted, there's still going to be the brain sap harassment that comes out, and I don't know necessarily if he's going to be able to sort of out lane Frank, who also has pretty high base damage at the beginning on this Centaur.
Yeah. You will be able to remove his mana, though.
Right.
That is the important thing, and yeah. You won't be able to use Hoof Stomp, but your other abilities don't really care too much, because Centaur does not require mana for Retaliate. For some reason.
That's silly.
Yeah, I thought it actually did have a mana cost when it first got changed, but yeah, you can just pop it freely whenever you do get after harassed.
Yeah. I think I was talking to Black about it in one of the earlier games we're casting as well, and he was saying that he felt like AM a really good answer to Centaur.
Top. In a lot of trouble here. The right clicks, the Fade Bolt as a Fairy Fire will survive.
The boar, though. The boar.
They're
He
gonna
wants to
break
break
the
the salve. Prada, that hurts. And now Prada, he's dead.
Gonna die. The boar
Drop
gets
your
the
egg.
hit. The boar, the slowest attack in the world, but it gets the hit off eventually as Crit will start to get chased. Has a Fade Bolt to reduce the damage if he wants to turn for it. He won't actually go for it.
Gets the kill there, and he is going to be able to take a good bit of damage here from S4 also. The double boar, it's been pretty effective so far.
The boar gets just so much stronger because each time it doubles up in damage, and you can put out 2 each time. So, yeah, it's like 16, 32, then it's like 64. It really starts to ramp up very quickly.
And, well, the hoof stomp down here in the bottom lane. A lane that we haven't really talked about too much has been the mid matchup of OD versus Puck, as Arteezy just keeps on beating into Matthew there while they're trying to contest for this pull that went on, and actually with the Nightmare. And afterwards, the hoof stomp coming from Frank, the retaliate pop, the punches coming through. Fly does have that frost shield, which is going to give him a little bit more survivability. And Matthew trying to run, not going to happen. Fly salves up and walks away.
Lich. Oh, frost shield. What an ability. So damn good. And just it shows how like efficient Mangos are on this hero, because all you want to do is just have mana to cast your spells. So you just like double, even triple Mango, and Lich is so efficient. Mid lane, I think it's similar to, I mean, a lot of these OD matchups. Just once you get a couple levels built up, you start to be able to do really well in the lane.
Get the denies whenever it comes up.
Yeah.
Leo Stout could think about maybe going for a kill if there's a rotation or something, but he has a little bit of an experience lead, it looked like there. Level 4, while Odie was just level 3.
Yeah, he's getting a couple more denies. Just having that extra range, really beneficial to a Puck to be able to constantly harass. Just even that 100 range that you have advantage to poke, and just having their spell. You know, your nuke is going to hit while Astral usually won't hit the Puck.
No, S4 can't get the deny there on his boar. He's going to take some spirit damage to the head, and Attune comes over to try and contest this pull off to the hard camp.
Attune's getting good last hits, though. I was concerned he was going to be slowed down a lot from the Fade Bolt as well as the Beastmaster just right clicks, but he is actually 15-1 compared to the 15-2 of the Beastmaster.
Yeah.
Still securing those.
I mean, granted, there was also a death up in that lane, the Phoenix going down, currently the lowest net worth in the game, but you know, it's not that significant of an advantage in that fashion from the Beastmaster. And well, also, you take a look in the bottom lane, and it's Centaur slightly ahead of the AM. So far, so good for Thunder Predator.
It's pretty even lanes across the board. It's just those kills that come into play. And it's like threatening kills on the side of Thunder Predator is much harder, in my opinion, especially like in this bottom lane. Like, how do they kill? They can kill the Lich maybe if he steps out of position, but even then, very unlikely. It's really only Crit who can die in these situations in the laning phase.
Yeah. Well, Sumail, again, doing a good bit of damage there.
Ooh, I think they were trying to glyph to make him miss last hits, and he actually gets the last hits when the Astro pops.
Oh, S4.
S4, I was just saying that.
Jumped
He might
on.
not get chased up, but
Slow down. The boar is going to be there, but they are going to find that kill, and now Crit turned upon as well. There's still the boar alive here, which Thunder Predator need to be a little bit wary of. Prada doesn't have any way to dodge away from it. Low armor on that Phoenix, but Crit turns it back around. The Fade Bolt, this boar, it's going to keep going to work, and Prada needs to be careful. They're going to keep the punches going. They want to kill off that boar, and Crit gets the lift, the pullback, the right clicks, all the slows in the world.
they're actually able to get themselves a trade kill. How are the bounties looking? Frank gets one, Fly gets one bottom, so 3 for EG. Did not actually think that S4 was going to be able to get brought down up top, but they were able to get the chase out long enough.
Good silence there from Draken. Make sure he doesn't eat any more of those arcane bolts. And the continued static battle in the mid lane. The only time I'd really imagine this sort of changing around would be when maybe there's an overextension. Draken, phase shift. Gets the jaunt away.
Getting pressured pretty heavily now. Sumail is just focusing using the high-level Astral on the puck rather than on the wave in the majority of the times, and now he's really starting to pull ahead in the last hits. Yeah. Puck is still a experience advantage, but yeah, Sumail has quite a bit more net worth than Leo Style at the moment.
And this is what I feel like we see so often, is just little things that you slowly, bit by bit, outlane their opponents, e.g., at least in this matchup. And they have the top CS across the board, although Bane is going to put himself to sleep. That could have been a kill, but
yeah.
Heads-up reaction there from Arteezy.
Yep. Staying pretty low. They don't have that much regen left down bottom, and Frank's going for right-click. He's going for the phase boot build, so with that retaliate, he can always go for heavy amounts of damage. Only putting 1 point in it, though. The second point is pretty damn valuable.
Nice deny there by Attune. Prada slowed down. The boar is on him as well as Attune, and now the heals to try and turn this back around.
Huh.
He apparently wants to go on to crit here. Still need to be a little bit wary, and the blink strike away. God, these boars.
Yeah, and boar is just such a good ability. It's like I was mentioning, the slow just so obnoxious. Playing support versus boar is the worst. All 3 lanes, though, it looks like EG is starting to come out a bit ahead, slightly on all 3.
Nice here, and the sinister gaze. That allows Arteezy to get the blink away.
Very nicely done there by Fly.
That might have been a kill otherwise.
Yeah, would have been close.
So Fly saving his buddy. And it is still Arteezy ahead of the PA. As well as that centaur.
Prada has the Icarus dive. Crit is standing on the high ground waiting for it. Gets it. Very nicely timed there. Perfect positioning there from Crit. Prada's tanky too. He went double bracer on the Phoenix super early on, but having only 1 armor does take that straight physical damage still quite highly.
Well, trading over the Nightmare. And Arteezy just going to be able to walk away. Matthew does still have the Brain Sap.
I guess that's something I noticed but didn't really mention on it either. It's Matthew playing the Bane. Prada's playing the Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
Prada is the Bane player for the most part on this team that I've seen. Interesting. And also, like, Matthew's usually playing the 4.
Right.
I guess maybe he just doesn't like to play Phoenix or something, but like you'd imagine Phoenix is going to get farm priority because Bane with items is just not a thing.
No. Right now, neither of them are getting farm priority.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 2 bracers. That's something.
Yeah, it's a little something.
Yeah. But yeah, the mid lane, it's really starting to pull away. Leo's still only 2,400 net worth and compared to 3,300 of Sumail. And they're trying to set up for gank here. You said Fly wanting to try for a Sinister Gaze.
They did see him pick up that Invis rune, obviously, so probably good recognition that that's what's going on. Attune, it's going to break his blur, so that makes him realize there are heroes in the area. Still sticking around, though, and the scan connects. Now the back away reveals to Attune that the Lich was right on top of him.
Yeah, they saw the rotation as well from S4.
And they drop down the sentry. Trying to chase, but Fly just walks away. It's just outside of range, that Observer Ward. So they brought in a couple of different heroes, weren't able to find the kill.
Farm game, which I think EG benefits off of it. Even though, yeah, Thunder Prayer, they have a PA, but it's just a PA. They don't. Their other heroes are not those like super scalers. It's already 3K gold lead.
Yeah, it's the quietest 3K gold lead we've seen in a little while.
Yeah. EG's very happy about this, like just being able to farm. And the times that we've seen, top lane, the roar.
I mean, it's used on the Phoenix. He does end up falling, and now the Stampede, the chase forward, wanting to find it. They have a Dream Coil afterwards if they want to drop it here. Chasing forward for this Beastmaster. S4 looks like he's going to go down while Matthew is battling off against Fly. Attune finally able to finish off that kill, and it looks like Lich just going to get the, no, not TP away. They got the coil. And so with that, EG looks like they're going to lose too.
Big rotations coming out. I think that's what they need to do. I think when you're playing puck, you have to just be rotating them around the map constantly. Otherwise, I mean, your hero is all about just making plays.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you really do just start to fall off.
And I think that that's one of the ways that we've seen in the past PAs sometimes deal with an anti-mage also, is rotating there to the lane and trying to blow him up with a crit or something. And they do have a couple of pretty strong single-target disables with either Matthew or later on just ways to keep the anti-mage in place with the coil.
The most of the games, though, that I've seen where anti-mage does lose, it's when, at this point, you see the anti-mage on the bottom 5 part of the map, right? Bottom 5 net worth. Arteezy is still like really close with the rest of the carries.
Yeah.
He's doing incredibly well, and you have to feel a bit of concern here for Thunder Predator. Even though it's only 1k gold advantage, they have to be looking to put the pressure on, and they're not putting the pressure on at all onto this anti-mage.
No, the pressure is being put on them.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Arteezy can
Look at
pull
them.
in the creep wave and also farm it out.
They're trying to kill the Hawk, and it's taking them so much effort. They finally do bring it down in the mid lane. It took them multiple spells. They have their egg available, but there's no Fiend's Grip just yet on the Bane.
And just level 5. And bottom lane, Frank realizing, okay, we need to put some more pressure on this AM, try and make his life a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I like this. Just stay in his face. Don't let him just farm freely. He still is pretty much free farming, but make him try to feel some pressure at least.
Right. Of course. And he's going to try and take down that large camp.
He took out the whole stack, actually. It was a triple stack, and he farmed the entire thing on the anti-mage. That's why he's bumped up all the way to the top 3 net worth, just constantly pulling it into his creep wave. So he's even full HP while doing it.
That's a really nice little trick there.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot of people pulling that camp at that angle now. It actually seems pretty strong that you can actually do that now in the safe lane.
They are rotating for him, though. The Phoenix as well as the Puck making that move.
Yeah, they're trying to get the catch on him.
They see Arteezy. They just use Hoof Stomp, though, and now they won't have the follow-up stun, even though they are going to have the Stampede. Arteezy trying to walk away. He decides to go for the egg, but he's just dead.
Yeah, he can't do anything. No blink. You're leashed. Mid lane, though, the stolen illusory orb allows Crit to jump forward.
Chase forward. The Nightmare. Matthew living through it. The Brain Sap as well as that Sunray, keeping him alive. And they use the Roar now onto the Phoenix with the egg already down. Can they chase forward and find any more? The Chain Frost does end up bouncing a couple of times here. Onto Draken as well. Leo style trying to jump away. Attune gets the Blink Strike away, but the Boar is going to find that kill in the end. Now the slowdown coming, but Fly with that Frost Shield. It's too hard to take the fight.
Good kill that they're able to get, though, down bottom. That's the important one. Like, now they've got Frank, I believe, having his Blink Dagger soon. Oh, he's actually gone for... Okay. He actually picked up a Ring of Health and a couple other items before. He looked like he did have the money for it.
Prada. Well played, well played. He had 9 stick charges there on Prada.
Every little thing coming into play, right? Having a full wand, having stick charge, and also having double bracer, so he has the HP to survive from earlier.
Yeah.
Oh.
So 13 minutes in, and you talked about the need for it. Right now, AM fluctuating between bottom 5 net worth because of that 1 kill.
Yeah, that's important. And it's just the Attune able to get this farm now, has Demon Edge finished up. It's all just putting like 1 or 2 of these ganks making these moves. They've even got the deep wards down too. And it looks like they're prioritizing going for Frank to be tanky first with at least just a Vanguard, and they're going to get the Puck with the Blink Dagger, and then he's going to go back for it. So they have their at least form of initiation and catch in the Puck.
And it does feel like they need to make another one of those moves, though, to try and catch the AM.
Yeah, maybe put a ward down on the left side jungle now, or one in your own jungle, so you can watch where he's going to be farming, since you already have some in the enemy jungle.
And right now it is a smoke up coming from Fly and S4. Behind the tier 1 tower in the mid lane.
Same exact item build this game, by the way, on S4 as the Weaver that he did last game. Vlad's into Solar Crest.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Although I guess he switched up the hero, so.
Yeah, and he doesn't have like a Wraith Band or anything.
Ooh, Veil for OD.
I did see that Sumail was building that. I guess just wanting to have a little bit of bonus armor versus the PA also benefits decently nice for with like even Mana Void and Chain Frost.
I mean, it's 15 in.
Yeah, it's probably, I think for the armor is probably one of the bigger things. He wants to have any type of bonus armor he can versus a PA.
Dream Coil only connects onto 1, and they're actually just going to drop the Supernova, but the Chain Frost coming out. Crit able to find the kill afterwards. He also stole Stampede. They demolished him.
Now Frank getting chased out. He may have a Vanguard, but it's an OD. Arcane Orb doesn't care about a Vanguard.
All right, Crit owned that fight.
Yeah, he did. Arteezy now. He's showing his face, but he does not have boots or anything, so he's just going straight for the Battle Fury. Just almost has it finished, too. And
he just stole
Fiend's Grip? Okay. Spell shield by Arteezy, or counter spell by Arteezy there. Ouch.
Man, that was very impressive. Just the reactions with which it happened, too.
Yeah.
It's a Battle Fury for the AM.
At
Done.
a faster pace than the PA. So like Black was saying, Anti-Mage, you should be able to out-farm a PA because you should be able to get your Battle Fury online faster than that hero in most situations, unless you get complete shutdown in the laning phase. This game, that did not happen. They got the 1 kill on him.
On the replay here, we can see it looked good for a moment, but end up dropping that Dream Coil, and you think that the egg is going to work out, but just immediately turn it back around.
It's the single chain frost, and also you mentioned the Sumail having the Veil, how much intelligence he gets from it.
Yeah.
Veil, triple null, and treads. That ulti from OD pretty much one-shotted PA in the fight.
And the rest of it, the crit cleaned up, and now turning it back around with that Fiend Script. Is this actually going to work?
Is this
Crit
happening?
is still living through all of it, and Attune just drops again, and now Frank turned upon. Can they chase him down as well?
He lived so much longer than they intended. And they're going to get multiple kills here. They might be able to close onto Frank. He's trying to get a hoof stomp. Look at Astral.
They pull him back in. Prada is still in the area, but the Arcane Orb, Frank, he doesn't know where to go now. He's going to try and stampede away, and, well, he didn't want to have to use that, but he did.
Yeah, they forced it.
6,000 gold lead.
So this OD hurts. Just nobody, I mean, they don't really have great intelligence on their side of Thunder Predator to deal with the damage that's going to be coming out from Sumail this early with 100, he's like 134 intelligence right now when he's got it built up. Throw the Veil on top with the ulti, most heroes are going to die.
Well, that's something that, you think about all that much, but particularly before the BKBs come out, it's just such a strong ability, and now they will find this jump here onto the Lich. Eventually goes down.
And Attune is showing up to all these fights, which is kind of slowing down his farm a bit. You see, Arteezy has the Battle Fury, so he's like, I don't really want to show up to fights by any means. Just farm. Treads, Battle Fury, get your Manta, and you're going to have such faster timings than Attune on this Phantom Assassin. Thunder Predator.
Oh. And, this OD build now going for the Blink Dagger, it definitely feels like that space-making aggressive type of build. And Crit has kind of been the perfect complement to all of that as well, playing on this Rubik. He's had a phenomenal game.
Definitely. I mean, level 11 already, close to Blink. Got good. We didn't really talk about the Rubik pick this game, but he's got a pretty good amount of spells to steal. Even just like Hoof Stomp, Brain Sap, like any of these little nukes are great, so you can combo them.
If Prada's not careful, you get Fade Bolted again. Gotta be careful there, dude. But yeah, 18 minutes.
Look how Sumail's positioned. Like you were saying, he's the hunter. He wants to just make plays with S4. He's just waiting for somebody to show. It looks like it's going to be Matthew.
Hello.
Dead in pretty much 2 attacks.
And, of course, having that Beastmaster nearby you all the time, the extra attack speed, like everything's just working together in concert, sitting with that 16-minute buff, or int buff, rather.
Yeah, pretty much constantly sitting at 120, 130 intelligence. And Frank walks in, he's
yet
tanky.
another. It's a pretty good Dream Coil, and now they have the Supernova to follow it up. There's another steal of that Stampede, but Crit might end up falling nonetheless. Sumail trying to get down to the low ground, but he's controlled for the moment. Sanity's eclipse damage. They have no mana left. And now they jump forward. Arteezy finds himself one. Oh, God. And now Matthew also in trouble. When he shows up to the fight, it's damn good. Double kill for Arteezy.
Was looking so nice for Thunder Predator. They get the beautiful combo onto the Lich and the Rubik, but Sumail, we talked about how much intelligence he has. PA, you can't walk into that. PA only has 37 int in comparison to that like 130 that we were talking about for the OD. Very lucky to even come out of that one with your life if you are Attune.
And then it's just, it's the setup and then the easy hit. The Mana Void after the Sanity's Eclipse. Nobody has mana left.
Yeah, it's a very nice combo that can come out when versus the intelligence hero of this puck, who will always get by that. That's a pretty cool combo.
So 8,000 gold lead for EG.
They've got firm control of this game. Very concerned for Thunder Predator as they have it's a single core PA and they're behind in the early game. They want to be ahead in this game.
They're going to smoke up now. And doesn't look like they're able to find anybody farming aggressively in the jungle. a lot of their wards have had to be defensive here just to try and defend the area that they own, but that leaves the entire rest of the map open for Arteezy to just farm away. And
yeah, and they don't have, like in the last game, they at least had the Jug who could kind of put pressure onto the buildings, like the spin and like extra right clicks and stuff. Like PA is not really the same at going for tower pressure. So you look at the map, and EG's mid tower has taken 5 damage. Top tower's taken 150. They've only lost 1 tower. There's pretty much been no siege damage coming out from Thunder Predator.
S4 just walks back there into the mid lane. You could think that you could start moving into the pit with one big pickoff from EG. It's going to be a Veil finish for Leo Style.
Okay. Boost up his, like the Phoenix as well as Puck. There's a lot of damage that comes out between them. Frank really needs this Blink Dagger now. I like going for the tanky build was pretty decent because he's able to get some hoof stomps, but they need to be making plays faster. They need to be getting more constant pickoffs on this anti-mage onto Arteezy. They have vision of him for the moment right now, but all the rest
for a moment.
Yeah. 4 heroes of EG also behind.
And those little smokes start to hurt that much more, I think, for Thunder Predator too, when you don't find a pickoff, because you need them when you're playing against the Beastmaster to set up ganks.
Yeah, they're trying to farm, but Atun is attempting to catch up to him, but yeah, Arteezy is already a full item ahead. Has the Manta done now. So they can look to just fight. They can look to fight, or like you mentioned, go to the Roche pit. Sumel's very close to BKB, but they might just waltz their way in there because the AM has Manta.
They've only finished off the Yasha for PA, going to go into the BKB afterwards. So just starting up the build up for that, and already the OD has the BKB done. So Illusory Orb spots out, nobody's in there.
Sumel sold a null. They want to get this timing of the fight. They've got the Manta AM, they get the BKB at the same time. They can play very aggressive, they can look for pickoffs, or they can look to take a Roshan and just tell Thunder Predator to come at them. Because now with OD with BKB, he doesn't have to worry about this Puck coil, he doesn't have to worry about the Phoenix slow, or this hoof stomp. It's just the Fiend's grip, really.
And there's that Manta grouping together. They have the Blink Dagger done. Oh, Leo Style. That was a lucky haste rune, as all of EG was running in towards them, but now they've caught themselves one and in a little bit of trouble. That's Frank. He does have that Blink Dagger, but not very helpful. They're just going to stampede away, try and run.
The Fiend's grip.
Okay, not bad at all. The Supernova on the other side. They used the roar to try and turn it back around, though, and there's going to be the Sanity's Eclipse. Didn't stand a chance. Atun done, product gone. Frank is going to fall. All five done.
Atun, he can't show up to these fights without BKB. He even went Yasha.
Yeah.
He can't, like, he has to get BKB in order to be able to take any type of team fight. Versus Chain Frost versus OD, he wouldn't have had it anyway, but I think that even them trying to take that fight is very overambitious for them there.
I mean, it's one of those sort of traps that you always talk about where you get a Fiend script so one target is disabled, but there's 4 other heroes playing this game.
Yeah, and they have ways to cancel it. And as soon as they stack up, I mean, the Chain Frost bounced between like 2 or 3 heroes constantly back and forth. They get the ideal roar as well. Looking very rough. 12k gold lead. Arteezy gonna have 2 full items on the PA now, and PA, like I said, a hero that cannot fight without BKB in this game, and it doesn't look like Atun is gonna get it this game at this rate.
EG looking very dominant. Thunder Predator needing everything and a little bit more than that to stay in this game, as it looks like the tier 2 tower is going to be where the next pressure is possibly felt. 12,000 net worth lead.
It's just now it's even worse. It's like, oh, if we do want to go for a gank, they've got an Aegis, so they can get turned on very easily. And the levels too. I mean, we were talking about a gold lead. 13k, experience is approaching 20,000 lead. So you see anti-mage level 19, OD level 18. So that intelligence difference damage multiplier is even higher. And we've already seen Sumel pretty much one-shotting the PA in these situations.
Yeah.
As bottom, Frank.
Oh, God.
Will quickly die.
It's just so hard to deal with. And OD, one of the best heroes at burning through just high HP heroes, waiting for the dive from Prada, as Crit would think about the lift, but doesn't go for it.
He's hanging on to Phase Shift because he has the Blink Dagger. He's like, I can actually play really elusive as a Rubik with this, because he could have just stolen a spell from a Phoenix. That would give him any damage spell, but no, hang on to this for now.
It's got Blink. You can cosplay Puck.
Yeah,
it's fine. DD Rune for Arteezy. He's trying to get into Butterfly next.
So farm now at this point.
And you talked about those levels. It's that minus Blink cooldown as well as the Blink range.
Yeah, they all make you just accelerate even faster. That's a wow. Okay, I hadn't clicked on Prado in a while in this game. Doesn't have boots, but he got a full Shivas. I mean, that's
What?
that's quite a lot for this Phoenix. What the hell?
I mean, it's kind of cool. I like it.
I mean, GPM talent, right?
Yeah.
That's okay. He can tank a little bit of that OD ulti, but all right. I just didn't expect to see that coming out on him. That's very surprising.
I mean, it's not like a game changer.
No, it's
you
not.
know?
But it's still like, where the hell did he get this gold? Right?
Yeah, no, for sure. It's a little bit surprising.
Okay, so they're smoked up. They're looking to go for this play on top.
This is actually kind of nice, too, because they think they're safer with that roar. No, they can't do it.
As soon as he sees anybody, he just pops the counterspell instantly. And we'll get the coil on him.
Not bad, the turnaround, but that is going to be the bash and Attune turned upon by this anti-mage. They can't do anything to him.
They don't have the damage for him.
Arteezy's just living through all of this. They are going to try and find themselves one kill. The Beastmaster's dead, but Attune completely out of mana, and they don't even get to get the Mana Void. Crit is able to find that kill. Just
he really
like
wants
that.
the Mana Void. He really wants the Mana Void.
Trying to get Leo
Oh,
style. Hello.
Ouch. They just, at this point now, it's, yeah, they got the disables on the anti-mage, but he's too big. He is way too farmed for them to actually be able to do anything to kill him, because PA does not have anything close to the items ready for that. It's a 24 armor anti-mage now versus a PA who only has her farming item. She doesn't have her damage item or her survivability item yet.
And EG has decided it is time to go high ground. And hello, Prada. Although the Shiva's guard.
They're probably like, what? Yeah, Shivas?
Excuse me?
Yeah. But they will blink forward. They'll get the grab and a quick, easy kill on the Phoenix. And yeah, this is looking like it's got to be over pretty soon. EG with such a firm grasp in this one. They're even tipping Arteezy.
A little bit of respect shown there. Obviously, these players, I believe, play against each other fairly often.
Yeah, they, you know, all of us NA guys. There's not a big pool in the NA in the top.
It happens.
It happens. Oh,
Well.
tries to go for the Abyssal. Does it on a creep.
It happens.
But they're so strong now at this point. Oh, for a long time, not even just at this point.
Attune jumped upon. There's
Oh,
going to be the
God.
roar and the follow-up coming. They want to try and see if they
Stun
can
on
turn this
3.
back around. The Dream Coil, the walk away. That's Frank initiated on, and well, this Dream Coil is only going to last a moment. There's the Mana Void on the puck, seeing if they can chase, and Draken punched, bash, done, dusted. Arteezy keeps on chasing for more. This guy's hungry for blood. He's going to be able to find himself a double kill. What more is left on the menu? There's an Astral there on the AM. They're able to find themselves a kill on the Rubik. Meanwhile, Arteezy just walking away from all the crits that Akun can throw out.
And those crits don't even hurt him too much, like we were mentioning. Just too much armor at this point.
And so the
As they're
tier
hunting
3
the
tower
Hex.
looking for more. A godlike Sumail and a tier 3 tower soon to be jumped upon. It's just such a long range that you can blink. Aegis does expire, but this is tier 3 tower going down. Dagger thrown back at Attune.
They're just, you know, soaking in the last few moments of their tournament life here on the side of Thunder Predators. EG is closing this one out.
Has another Abyssal Blade here in a second if he wants, but
Also the Hex from Sumail's back up too, so.
their eyes on the prize. They're going to take this tier 3 tower down. EG, after being tested a little bit in the beginning of game number 1, have looked dominant all throughout this game number 2, and off the back of a Sumail OD.
Yeah, Sumail 909 in this game.
The Stomp, they do have the Egg. Trying to take it down now, but the Fiend's Grip, the Supernova is done. The Abyssal Blade is there. Double kill for Arteezy. Meanwhile, the Sanity's Eclipse is going to find the kill onto Attune, and good game is called, as Matthew says, good luck next.
Yeah, this one felt real hard. They put a little bit of pressure onto Arteezy, but not nearly enough. And again, Puck does not have a successful game. Really rough showing this time around from Thunder Predator in this game. And RG showing like how they want to play with the anti-mage. It's just pick Lich, have a lane that you can just guarantee the farm, and then he's going to be able to take over and farm.
Sumail likes it. You can see a smile on his face.
Yep.
Well,
They expected this win, so.
yeah, I think so. I think most people did. Thunder Predator, though, showing up big here, particularly for a team that wasn't even at the beginning supposed to be playing in this major.
Yep.
And, you know, I think they put on a solid display. Best of ones, they were able to take a game. And you can see some respect shown.
I mean, they took out the Pango. Sure, it's the Pango without Zayats, everyone was saying, but that's pretty decent. It's thing to start showing up. It's also right. They just got Leo style, I believe, 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah. Jay Mari was playing mid for them. They just actually got him to be playing for them, and I think they looked pretty okay. This was a really tough showing for them because EG also knows these guys really well. They know how they play. Yeah. North.
Frank Batrider.
Frank was.
That's what I'm taking away
Frank
from this.
Batrider was pretty good. I mean, overall,
Yeah.
didn't hate their drafts. It was the 4 Protect 1s, and this one was really tough to play, though.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we still have more blood to be spilt as it's a day of eliminations, 4 best-of-3s. We're halfway through, but now back to the panel. Think about that series a little bit more.